Hey, Edson, it's Mayor Kevin Zahara with a Town Council update. Tuesday night, we made some important funding decisions for our community. The first I'm really excited about, and it has to do with Glenwood Park and the Glenwood Rink. The last major facility upgrade out there was over 10 years ago, and it's starting to show its age. Of course, the rink itself is only used in the wintertime for skating, and we were looking at ways on how to enhance our neighborhood parks, in particular our rinks, and how to make them more year-round facilities. And we applied for a grant, and Tuesday night we heard from our community development team that we were successful in receiving over $328,000, which is fantastic. And we'll have further details on that. We can't reveal the funder just as of yet. Council's contribution, the town of Edson's contribution will be just over $108,000. We approved that Tuesday night. It will be added to our budget this year to make that project move forward. And it's going to be fantastic because it's going to turn Glenwood Park rink into a year-round facility where we're going to be able to play basketball and volleyball, pickleball, which is huge in our community. They often use a gymnasium in town and over at the tennis courts. Other things like fitness classes and farmers markets, community grad sales, what have you. Fantastic for our community. So that construction is going to get underway. They're going to be pouring a concrete base, which is actually going to help flood it in the wintertime as well. So we are so looking forward to that. Great news for the community of Edson and the folks that live out in Glenwood. Also, we decided to increase funding to the Seniors Transportation Society, a very important organization in our community. They appeared before council a number of weeks ago asking for an increase in funds because they want to start looking at buying a new bus. They need to look at enhancing services because we have a number of gaps in our community. And the last number of years have been very difficult with COVID. Of course, we've also seen increase in fuel prices and insurance. The town of Edson has been already covering those fuel costs and insurance, but we wanted to ensure that this organization is able to provide what we see as a core municipal service in many ways, because there's many seniors that this is their only mode of transportation, those with disabilities as well, and vulnerable people. So we approved $50,000 worth of funding for each of the next 3 years, an additional $50,000, a total of $66,000 from our previous grant that we were providing with them. And this is really going to help stabilize operations, allow them to save some money for a new bus, and also hire some staff to help them out as well. So good news for the Seniors Transportation Society, and I think good news for our community as well, because we want to ensure this important service remains viable. We also approved administration applying for a grant through the Municipal Climate Change Action Center to do a risk assessment and a water conservation program. There's two streams there, so $80,000 each for a total of $160,000 we're applying for, and hopefully we are successful, because a risk assessment needs to be done for our community in order to apply for other grants down the road. And there's more and more funding that's tied to a climate change risk assessment. So we'll see if we're successful with that. We have a pretty good track record with our grants, and I have to say huge shout out to our staff that ensure that we try to leverage that as much as possible, and that eases the burden on taxpayers. That's your town council update for this week. June 24th, the first annual Mayor's Golf Tournament in support of the Edson Seniors Transportation Society. All the details on edson.ca. We're looking forward to it, and hopefully you can join us and support a great organization in our community. Sponsorship available, and if you would like to make a donation for a silent auction item, you can drop that off at the town office. If there's anything that you would like information on, feel free to send us an email, civiccenter@edson.ca, and we'll do our best to respond appropriately. Have a great week, everyone.